Hello, everybody. I am Caroline, but my friends call me Olin. So if you're going to call me Olin, you'll get a much faster attention or response from me. My background is in graphic design. I actually graduated with a degree in graphic design and media design. I am currently also a photographer, so I do boudoirs, which is my passion, weddings, and pets. And me and my partner Josh over there, we run Giggle and Riot Fun Booth, which is a photo booth company, and we are also starting to sell props. So these are actually the brands that I created and did it myself. And we're going to talk about branding today. So Giggle and Riot, we started in April of 2013. It was just me and Josh. By the end of 2013, we had done over 100 events and we reached 6 figures. So that's like, what, in 7-8 months, right? And we stuck to our brand, our logo from the very beginning. We do about 400 events per year currently. Every year we increase our revenue per event, and we are pretty much one of the top photo booth companies that people go to in our area, which is San Francisco Bay Area, that compromises Sacramento, the wine country, Monterey, Big Sur. So it's a very, very saturated market. Even if you just go on Google, there's tons of photo booth companies that will appear. And so in talking about branding, people always think a brand is a logo. How many people think that? I am so grateful that you all know that. Okay, so a logo is what you see here at Coca-Cola, right? The reason why I pulled this up is that the power of a good brand is that it stays in your mind. And even with the logo, Coca-Cola, it's never changed from day one. Whereas Pepsi, as you can see, the main competitor, has always been changing. And I think since this was in 2008, they've changed again since then. An identity system is going to be your letterhead, your business card, even the way your website looks, everything that basically has your logo on it or your look. This is actually what I used to do professionally, just developing brands and identity systems. So, of course, you want your look, your overall look, to be uniform and carried throughout your whole entire system. So we're just going to go through this real quick. And so what exactly is a brand? A brand is your total sum of your company image. That includes your website, the copy on your website, your branding or your logo, and your photos on your website, the type of photo booths that you do, the look of your photo booths, the type of props that you have, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you talk to your customers, all of that is your brand. And so we feel that the #1 success reason for our booth is because we've always had a cohesive brand from the very beginning. If you look at our website and you read our website, it will sound exactly the same as when we pick up the phone. We're super cheery, we're super happy, nobody really wants a depressing photo booth, right? But you want to make sure that that is carried out even in your social media, which is really, really important. If you're going to attempt to do social media and you don't have your brand consistent, you might as well just not do it, because that's actually undervaluing your company. And the last point there, brand can include smell, sound, and taste. You guys know about the Harley Rumble? You know, Harley Davidson? So they've actually patented that sound. That first, like, burn, 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 right? Honda actually tried to mimic that. They came out with a motorcycle years ago, like decades ago, that mimicked that sound. They went to court, and they proved that the Harley Rumble is part of the brand. And so every single Harley motorcycle, you'll hear that rumble. So that's how strong the brand is. And you know it's a Harley, right? When you hear that. So what I'm gonna show you today is how you build your brand on your values and your truth, and how you can start being more authentic to yourself. How many people have a ton of other photo booth companies in their market? Everybody here. So how do you stand apart from all of them? How do you stay true to yourself? How do you find the clients that you love that matches what you want to do? So the power of a good brand is that by the time that you visit our website, by the time that you get to know our social media, you know in a heartbeat what it's about. You know that we're about fun, you know that we love colors, and this is what your clients should be seeing immediately when they see your website as well, right? Let's talk about a really good brand that everybody knows, Apple. Everybody loves Apple products, even though you don't use it, or use an iPhone, you might use the laptop. Why do you think it's worth more than a PC?
It lasts longer.
It looks pretty, it lasts longer. Does it really though? Not really. So what they've done successfully is that they've created their brand from day one. All their boxes look the same. All their computers look the same. They will never ever look like a PC. And guess what? Do people pay more for it? Absolutely. If you get a PC at the same price point that an Apple is an Apple better than that? Not really. You can get more powerful PCs at that same price point. Why is that? Because all of you have brought into the brand, basically, right? When you walk out of that store, well, let's start even before that. When you walk in that store, you're like, this is an Apple store. Everything's beautiful. All the people are on point. You walk out of there with a bag, a box, it doesn't matter. You feel good. That's the power of a brand. You don't even question the product. And that's what you want your clients doing. So here's a really good brand. Here's a butcher shop. Do you think their meat is better than any other meats that you buy from Safeway? Technically, we don't know. But you really want to buy it, right? It's really pretty, right? And we women are, of course, more in tune to a good brand, to good visuals. So here's the thing. They actually won a lot of branding awards, but nobody knows whether their meat or steak is actually as good as they say, because nobody even cares. People get attracted to their signage, their logo, their wrapping, and that's what it actually does. So how do you start building a good brand? I want to take it back. I want to talk about archetypes. And who knows about Carl Jung? Yay! Okay, so Carl Jung was this scientist, researcher, anthropologist that went through and looked at all the myths across all the cultures on Earth and realized that there were things that were very similar in every single culture. Every single culture's myth will have a hero, will have the fool, will have the villain. These are things that are symbolic, that is coded within us, within our psyche. Even in your life, as you're sitting here today, who's the hero in your life? You immediately think of a person, right? Who is the jester in your life? You immediately think of a person. These are innate qualities within humans that we respond to, even without me telling you what a hero is. For example, Star Wars has really, really captured on this archetype. The hero's journey. He gets thrown into something that is unknown. He is forced to be a hero. Along the way, he meets friends that help. And then as he gets closer and closer to the final hump he has to overcome, there is a teacher, Yoda, right? Helps him, but then he actually has to face himself. Luke, I am your father. And then he gets over that, and that's how he becomes the hero, and that's called the hero's journey. Now that I've explained the hero's journey to you, how many movies has that basic plot? How many myths have that basic plot is always the same? So, in about 1980s, Hartford and Ernst & Young got together and did research because they went off on the theory that in advertising and marketing, there's archetypes. People can be broken up into subgroups. They came up with 12 subgroups or 12 archetypes. And that's what we brand designers will actually start from. So I'm giving you like the secrets that we learn in the branding world and that you can apply to yourself. Some of these archetypes, some people have more than one. There's a primary and a secondary. And what I'm going to have Josh do is come up here and read about the archetypes. And as he's reading about the archetypes, I want you to think about which ones are familiar, which ones you connect to, and which ones you feel your business connects to. Okay?
All right, so first we have the magician who makes the dreams come true. Magician brands don't build you a better toothbrush or help you keep your house clean. They bring your wildest dreams to life. Disney is an example of a magical brand. Though it is fundamentally a media company, the company offers a transformative experience. The organization sits in a category of its own because of a vision. Imagine another brand that could build the Magic Kingdom or Disney World. The next one is the Sage, and it's always seeking the truth. To a sage, wisdom is the key to success. Everything else is secondary to the pursuit of knowledge. Though the brand might give you the warm fuzzies, and they don't enrapture you in a fantasy world like Disney, a sage commands respect by illustrating brilliance. Harvard University is a sage. The academic environment is one of the most revered in the world, boasting an alumni list that includes 8 US presidents, 21 Nobel laureates, and Mark Zuckerberg. Kind of. The innocent just wants to be happy. Everything is free, virtuous, and content in an innocence world. An innocent brand will never guilt you, try to convince you excessively. Instead, an innocent brand will charm you with something more powerful, nostalgia. Orville Redenbacher is a prototypical innocent. The company tries to sell you a childhood treat, and the mascot is a patriarchal figure. The outlaw seeks revolution. The outlaw isn't afraid. Where the innocent touches the part of you that loves snack time in kindergarten, the outlaw archetype appeals to the part of you that cuts class in high school. Building a cult following like Apple is the ultimate goal of an outlaw brand. Remember those iPod commercials where monochromatic figures have the times of their lives dancing? That ad doesn't tell you to stand in a crowd or passively attend a concert. It tells you to be yourself, to dance whenever you like, and do it with Apple. If you think Apple doesn't have a cult following, consider this. People did wait in line for hours, or did people wait in line for hours when the Galaxy S7 was released?
Who waited in line for an iPhone? Anybody here? You guys are not college.
And then the Jester. Humor, silliness, and nonsense are all in the Jester's toolkit. The goal of the Jester brand is to make you smile with lighthearted fun. The Old Spice Man is an all-time favorite ad campaign and the perfect example of a Jester archetype. Some male consumers react well to hyper-masculine branding, while others don't. By making a joke out of these super manly brands, Old Spice appeals to both sides. And then the lover makes you theirs. Passion, pleasure, and sensuality are keys to the lover's heart. A lover brand wants you to associate them with the intimate moments in your life. What do you buy to celebrate? How do you indulge in with your significant other? Chances are you're buying from a lover brand. Think of Godiva chocolate ads. Do they ever make you think about your health, your finances, or your future? No. Godiva seduces you. It shows off its richness and creaminess. The Explorer brand. Explorer break free. Freedom is the top priority of an explorer. Where other brands might try to help you build a home, these brands want you to get out of it. Subaru is a classic fit for this archetype. The company doesn't sell cars based on luxury or comfort. Instead, freedom is the focus. Blizzard, no problem. Subaru lets you decide where you're going, no matter the circumstances. You're free. And then there's the ruler, who wants absolute power. Luxury and exclusivity. A ruler brand is a gatekeeper. Perception as high quality and expensive is critical. So product categories that fall under this umbrella include jewelry and high-end vehicles. Do you buy a Mercedes because of its crash test ratings? No. The quietly understood value is what a ruler brand sells. And then there's a caregiver, nurtures you. The caregiver is benevolent and just wants to be there for you. Caregiver brands build trust. It's rare to see a caregiver brand run an ad that takes a shot at their competition. They are the opposite of confrontational. Johnson & Johnson's tagline is a family company. This is bread and butter for the caregiver archetype. And then there's the hero who wants to prove himself. The hero makes the world better by being the best. A hero brand is concerned with nurturing. It's there to challenge you, or isn't there for nurturing. It's there to challenge you. If you want to rise to the occasion, you're going to need a hero's help. The U.S. Army is the ultimate example of a hero archetype. Think of the recruitment commercials you've seen with troops jumping out of helicopters, running through training courses, and protecting the country. Does any of that resemble your day-to-day? Of course not. It's not supposed to. It's designed to compel you to answer the call. The regular guy or girl wants to belong. This archetype is focused on providing something so far removed from pretentiousness that it can appeal to everyone. It's the most challenging archetype to pull off because you have to have a product that actually appeals across demographics. Everyone drinks coffee. Not every human, but every major demographic, with the exception of small children. That's what makes Folgers a great brand for everyone. Folgers doesn't market to a hip crowd. They don't brag about their high quality, all organic coffee. They keep it simple. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Everyone wakes up, so everyone drinks Folgers. The creator craves perfection. A creator isn't worried about the cost of production or making things to scale. While the magician stresses vision and imagination, the creators are different. They strive to create a product you can't live without. Lego is a great example of the creator archetype. In one ad, Lego recreated in stunning detail the most famous sites of the world. They didn't create some new technology. Lego used the simplest technology possible, blocks. They took this simplicity and pushed it to the most perfect extreme. So what archetype is your brand?
So here's a great example of each archetype and some of the brands that you are really familiar with. So when you're hearing all this, did one archetype come to mind for you guys, for your business? And then you might have a sub-archetype, right? And that's okay. You can embrace two archetypes, with one being the stronger one. What I want you to think about is how to apply this archetype to yourself and your photo booth as in your business. For me, because I have different brands, I'm a photographer, I'm a photo boother, I honestly start my business by picking the archetype because I am a brand designer. My boudoir photography because I photograph women and it's a luxury product and hey, you're beautiful, you should come to me, I'll photograph you. I am the lover for that, right? For our photo booth was a jester magician because we're really fun and whatever that you can dream of, I will make. I will create the magic and I will make it happen. Do you see how that is? How that's very different? So you can be a photo booth with 20 other competitors and one person might be some other type. You can be another type. You can actually niche yourself into that type of branding. What you don't want to be is the everyman, unless you are willing to do 1,000 photo booths a year, which a lot of people do, and they're good at it, and they go for the everyman. But if you want to scale up, if you want to get higher revenues per event booking like we have, this is the way to do it. You want to specialize at something. And the reason why I say go with the archetype that appeals to you is because once you're serving the type of photo booth, the type of services you're passionate about, you connect with the clients that are passionate about the same things that you are, and guess what? You can do 400 events like us and not burn out. Because you're having fun, because you're not trying to make everybody happy. You're making yourself happy, and guess what? Your clients pay for it, which all just helps, right? So I want you guys to start thinking not only about what it is that you like, but what is your ideal client? I have some questions here that we always go through when we're designing a brand. Who are they? What age are they? Are they a particular sex? Are you going to appeal more to the men? Are you going to be an outlaw? Are you going to be a lover and appeal more to the women? Where do they shop is a really important one. Are they a Pottery Barn person? Are they a West Elm person? Or are they a little bit more edgy? Are they CD too? Who here loves anthropology? Obsessed, right? Following anthropology. You love anthropology. Anthropology. It's more expensive than normal, yeah? They're like about $100 to $200 for an outfit.
Yeah.
What anthropology does and what they do brilliantly is at the start of every season, and they've done this from day one, and did you know they are also owned by Urban Outfitters? The same parent company. Yeah. So they will make up 4 different ladies, 4 different avatars. Let's call her the Louise, the Megan, the Danielle, and the Laura. Each one of these ladies, they have life. They know where to shop. They give them hobbies. They have kids or not. They give them styles. And they'll assign one buying team for every single lady. And so that's how they build the collection. Like, this is what companies do, and this is why they're so successful. So I want you to start thinking about it. And maybe you want to connect with a certain kind of bride, not just brides. This is how you can stand out in a bridal show, right? Because in a bridal show, sometimes there's 5 different photo booth companies. They all might have the same backdrop. Hell, they might even all have the same type of booths. But how do you stand out? If you have a traveling photo booth, you should definitely be the explorer. And then you feed them images of wanderlust, even though your booth doesn't actually go anywhere. It comes in a caravan, but you give them that dream. It's what appeals to them. It's what gives them the motivation to connect to you versus somebody else at a bridal show. So that's what I mean by applying to your brand so that you can start seducing your client. You sell a dream. They don't know what their photo booths will exactly look like just yet. They haven't picked the backdrops, they just have a picture of it. They haven't even known what the pictures will look like, right? So you're selling them something that's in the air. So now that you've picked your archetype, or you've picked 1 or 2, I want you to start thinking about it. How does it reflect in your values? And all these bullet points right here, that's what I want you to start applying it to. If you just took your copy and said, we sell photo booths, or we rent out photo booths, they're a lot of fun, no. I want the copy on your website to speak a language. Speak your own language. I legit will make up my own words when I'm doing my own marketing. I make up my own words all the time. Sometimes when I'm writing my own copy for a photo booth company, I really feel like I'm on drugs. But everybody gets it. I'm like, fantabulous, like awesome sauce, like balls-tastic. Like, these are the things that I say that doesn't make sense. But people are like, oh my God, I get it. So once you have the archetype in place, you now have a foundation and a brand and a character for your brand story. Appeal to what is innate in people. So I want question and answers, but I also want somebody to shoot me an archetype and we'll bounce off a tagline.
How do you apply the user journey for corporate clients? Like you were asking, where do they shop? How do they buy things? That when you're talking about somebody in an event department, it's not about necessarily what they
right, but the brand itself has a look and has a theme.
Corporate brand would be drawn to
exactly. You want to match up, right? Like, for me, even though we do 400 events, I would rather work for, say, Facebook than a lawyer company down the street. Because then I know, okay, Facebook, what are they into? First of all, for corporate clients, I will ask them, what do you want out of your booth? Is it to increase engagement? Is it to introduce a new product or brand? Or is it to just have your have your guests have fun? And then I go from there. If Facebook is about, I think they're more about creativity, but still standard. So I'm gonna give them something cool, but not way off the wall, right? We've also done work for Salesforce, because it's a big convention in town. So Salesforce is all about creativity, they're knocking their socks off. So I'm gonna recommend something that is crazy, and I'll say, yeah, it's $12,000, but you guys really want this, and it matches with your brand, right? Tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm also speaking on crafting themes, so we can go further into that. So is there any other archetype that you want to try out? I'll do you next. Yeah.
You want me to choose an archetype? You want
Yeah,
me to
yeah. Give
send
me
it?
an archetype that you think.
Well, I'm trying to appeal to like you've got your millennial age group,
Mhm.
and then you've got your parent age group, and people that want it, and then you've got your what I would call boomers. I'm just going to put it out there.
So
Okay,
here's the
boomer.
thing. These
but,
archetypes are not defined by age. at
Right.
all.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so what I'm wondering is like if you're trying to appeal to somebody in a corporate setting that you've got the younger person making the decision on the photo booth, but kind of like what you were saying, there's the corporate culture that's maybe of an older the people that are in charge. So how do you find that
balance.
That balance.
Well, first of all, because our website is so branded with our archetype and our message, if you're a company that wants a boring photo booth, you'll never contact us. So we're already honed in to the people who want something fun. And we drip in little words in there that says quality, luxury, so they know that it's going to come at a price.
Yeah.
So what we've done with our brand is skip that whole entire process of the getting to know, and if you're contacting us, you know that you want something spectacular. Otherwise, we don't do that. My tagline is, I think, like custom experience. I can't believe I'm forgetting right now my own tagline. Like custom experiences and events tailored or bespoke for your events. So bespoke. I can say custom, or I can say bespoke. Bespoke sounds fancier, right? It makes you think that it's going to cost you $1,000 more, and that I do on purpose, you know. So yeah.
Okay.
Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
does, certainly.
So that's the thing. It's like if you have a well-defined brand and archetype, even in your social media and everything, it'll skip that whole entire getting to know process. They've already fallen in love with the product before they even speak to you. So it's not really a matter of convincing them whether they need you or not. It's what can we build for you, because we're a gesture magician. So you had one.
That was my question, was the gesture.
I'm going to point out Sue because they are the ones. She and husbands are the one behind Breeze software. I am able to do so many crazy things with our photo booths because of them. But so as a software company, not as a photo booth company, I want to say Sage and Creator. Or even Sage and Creator. I mean Caretaker, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a great archetype. You want to go to them because they know everything, they can take care of you. But don't think that you can't do that for a photo booth either. You can be the Sage photo booth. So the people who are kind of a little bit worried and they just want to be taken care of, some event people like that, like the accountants and the lawyers, that's your crowd, right? Okay.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I'm Mischief, and I'm a huge fan of Teresa in Sacramento, says hello. But I am wondering, I know you have your archetypes. I do as well, but I've noticed, and I want to know how you handle this with clients, when they almost pull you in a direction to be a different archetype. So you're fun, wild, creative, but then they're like, hey, we like that, but this client, a DMC, hires corporate, or a corporate client hires them, like, we just want all of your, like, good, professional, like, clean stuff, but we don't need the crazy with it.
We'll go clean, but it's a little bit of fun. I have no problems telling them that what you hired me for is fun.
So do you are solid stick to your archetype no matter what, and always infusing what you
I mean, there's subtleties, right? Like what a lawyer company considers fun and what, like, I don't know, what's a crazy company that we've done that's super fun? Google. What Google considers fun is two different things.
Totally.
Right? But honestly, Google has a higher budget than the law company, so I'll give it to Google. And I don't mind saying no. But, I mean, we've turned away people who just don't get the message, or we make it a little bit simpler initially, and then we convince them to go more fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You have to be confident, though.
Yeah. No. I just feel like I'm going through a brand identity crisis because I have clients wanting me to do all these different things,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
And you
How do you do
can't.
that?
You'll drive
Right.
yourself crazy.
Yeah, right.
You'll burn out. You'll have too many things.
Yeah.
You won't know how to price,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And this is where a lot of us are in the market. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, our brand is probably more like the roller and the sage. I think part of it is kind of God's personality too.
Yeah.
But I also focus more on corporate, so for me that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But I think one of the issues that I have with what we're trying to do is like all of these brands can charge more, but at the same time you don't want to price yourself out of the market either. And
But if you're the best sage, you're the best ruler at your game, you take care of them every step of the way so they don't even have anything to worry about, and you know how to be proactive and take care of them and be the quality.
so how do you communicate some of these more subtle things in your web copy, in your marketing collateral? Like, and I understand what you're saying, you know, you introduce some of the word choices.
Just like what I
color
said.
palette.
If we're talking to them, we've done this for 5 years. We take care of all the big brands. When they come to us, they know they won't have any problems at all. We'll take care of you from A to Z. We'll get all your information, all your logistics. We'll talk to your vendors, we'll talk to your venues, so you don't have anything to worry about. When I say that to somebody, everybody's like, oh, hey, I'll just go to you because you know what you're doing.
Do you think that that would be, it sounds to me like that would be a very useful tool. A lot of us are sort of fighting the DJ, bringing in the booth, you know, on the side.
Right.
Oh, bring it in on the side. So I think that's a very effective way to.
And if you go in archetype branding, you become the expert in your field because you know what you're talking about. And from day one, when they look at you, they see you as somewhere up here. And you can, I mean, I have no problem saying, we're not a DJ company that brings a photo booth. We'll take care of you. We take care of our equipment, right? This is the Sage, you know. We test everything before it leaves the warehouse. Make sure everything is good when it comes back from the warehouse. We'll be in constant communication. So you'll get more than what a DJ can provide. Your guests will be happier. You will be much happier. You'll get your ROI.
I think part of that is probably the continuum as to what your identity is online. Once they get you on the
In
phone,
speech,
now
exactly.
you're
Yeah.
building that relationship.
Yes.
And I think the confidence
So-
that you exude by answering those questions like helps 3
Absolutely. In everything though. Your emails, even though they're template emails, put your archetype branding in it. Every single thing has to have it. Because then you get a complete picture. You become a complete story, complete personality to your clients. So I know that we have to get ready for our next speaker. If you have more questions, we do have a booth. So it's going to start tomorrow. That's where I'm going to be at Giggle and Riot. I'm going to be pretty close to Chris and Sue. We are selling our props tomorrow, and we actually have an online course launching where we get super deep into this. It's an 8-week online course, modules per week with a one-on-one call available, but we'll also do a group call every single week. And so that's going to be a 6-figure photo booth. If you want to come and ask me more questions, Josh and I will be there. My passion really is helping other people get up to 6 figures and more. Because here's the thing, if you guys are all doing well and all charging $1,000, we're all making more money and we're all happier, right? So let's continue to help each other and lift each other up. So if you have more questions, I'll be outside and I'll be in my booth. And Sue is also giving out, or she has, 1 month free license for a Breeze iPad. So I'm going to pass it around, take one, and keep passing it out. And amazing software, guys. That's what we use. Thank you, ladies.